Samson, man of the sun. He was a Nazarite Hebrew born with superhuman strength in ancient Israel. So the biblical stories go, he was betrayed by young love and captured by the enemy Philistines. They would gouge out his eyes and make him work in a grain mill in Gaza. When the Philistines take Samson to their temple in Dagon, he would ask to rest against one of the support pillars. After being granted permission, he prays to God and miraculously recovers his strength, allowing him to bring down the columns, collapsing the temple and killing himself along with all the Philistines. His last words cried out, "Let me die with the Philistines." Officially, Israel has never confirmed or denied their possession of nuclear weapons or willingness to use them. A state-defined nuclear opacity. This is the part of the game that makes it hard for their adversaries and allies to react to their actions accordingly. And that's just the way they like it. Over the past few decades, many Israeli leaders have gotten loose with the program and confirmed in the country's nuclear arsenal. In 2008, the U.S. Secretary of Defense confirmed it as well, and shortly after, the former president Jimmy Carter said their stockpiles accounted for 150 or more weapons. Any talk of Israel's nuclear weapons in Israel can lead to arrest, trial, and imprisonment. Thus, Israeli commenters talk in euphemisms such as doomsday weapons or the Samson option. As early as 1976, the CIA suspected Israel of possessing at least 10 to 20 nukes. By 2002, that estimate had risen to 200, with most of them being single megaton thermonuclear weapons. Experts believe these can be brought to a target by land, sea, and air, completing the sought-after nuclear triad that puts the assured and mutually assured destruction. The country has a heavy focus on conventional means, however, and their standing army, I estimate, could batter all their neighbors and their neighbors at the same time. But, as an ultimate last resort, it is assumed by all actors that Israel would rather turn the entire region into a parking lot than see another Holocaust. Israeli leaders like Ben-Gurion coined the term in the 1960s, naming it after the biblical figure Samson. They contrasted it with the ancient siege of Masada, where 936 Jewish Sicarii committed mass suicide rather than be defeated and enslaved by the Romans. In 1973, during the Yom Kippur War, Israeli forces were being overwhelmed and the border was threatened. Prime Minister Golda Meir ordered 13 nuclear cruise missiles be armed and ready. The Israeli ambassador to the Nixon administration informed them that, quote, anything can happen if supplies were not airlifted. And airlifted they were. This is generally seen by historians as the first use of the Samson option. The victory of the Likud Party in the following 1977 election would reaffirm the state's commitment to a nuclear Armageddon before genocide. And here we sit today, one of the smallest nations in a region that absolutely despises them, that can't beat them conventionally, and even if they did, their armies and capital cities would be vaporized in nuclear hellfire.